Alright, and welcome back to the channel. We discuss all things aviation. Angelo GB here, welcoming you back. Today we're discussing the bare essentials that one needs to start training as a pilot. Now, this is not the prerequisites of the licenses. We've discussed this. You can check those with so many videos on that we did in the past. But today we are looking at the things that every student pilot needs to have before they begin their training or as they progress in their training. Now, this is not only for student pilots. I mean, even as a qualified pilot, these are things that you ought to have if you will be flying frequently in order for you to enjoy your flying experience. So what are these key things that every student pilot must have? I mean, apart from your student pilot license, which you must have by law, and apart from your aviation medical, which you must have by law, you also need to have your books, your reading materials. These were my private pilot license books that I used to use back in the day. You need to have these and read as much as you can, because without reading, you really won't be able to pass those exams. The second thing that's important for every pilot out there to have, I mean, this is not just for training pilots, even qualified pilots, are glasses. You know, even if you're not like me, you don't wear these prescription glasses, but you need to have yourself some sunshades, because the sun is very bright up there. It can get very, very bright, and your eyes may not be able to cope with the brightness. In fact, you may end up damaging your eyes. So you need to protect your eyes by buying the correct lenses for your particular eyes. I wear these because these are prescription glasses. They match my reading glasses. So as soon as I am airborne, I tend to, in fact, not even as soon as I'm airborne, as soon as I start my pre-flighting, I tend to remove my normal glasses, which help me read, and I put on my sunshades, which can also allow me to read, but also able to help me see even in terribly bright lighting conditions. So we don't. Some people think we wear these Ray-Bans just to be fashionable. Yeah, it's a nice brand. It's a nice little gadget to have, but it also serves that particular purpose. It's not just an ornamental thing just to make pilots look cute. I mean, it protects their eyes. It helps them see in those poor lighting conditions. So this, you do well to invest in this. If you're like me, your license is endorsed with corrective lenses, then you do well to actually add an additional pair of glasses, which would be your shades, because by law, in any case, you're expected to wear to always have two sets of corrective lenses with you whenever you fly. So yeah, that's the second thing. So the next thing that you must have is a pilot bag to carry all your paraphernalia as you go into the cockpit, as you prepare for your cross-country flights, and as you fly to whatever destination you wish to fly to. Quite often you'll find these bags in pilot shops. You search around on the internet, you can find and any pilot shop in any airport selling these, and you can grab one for yourself. I'm not a guy that loves those type of bags myself. I prefer, backpacks, because they allow me to be hands-free. Once I put them on my shoulders, my hands are free. I can do whatever I need to do with my hands. So this is usually my flying bag most of the time. It works pretty well. I can carry anything that I need to carry in there. The next thing is your flight computer. This one, the old one, the analog one, the one where you slide this wheel and you rotate these for calculations. I remember during the first few days of our training, we used to call this the confuser rather than the flight computer, because it was such a confusing little gadget. But you need it, for calculations. I mean, it has been replaced today by another critically important gadget to have, which is the electronic flight computer. This is a CX2. I think in the market now they have a CX3, but I still use my CX2 and it works perfectly well. This is for conversions, for calculations, for calculating your ground speed, for calculating your lag time, for calculating your unknown wind, your crosswind component, your pressure, altitude, your true air temperature, outside air temperature, all those things. That should this fail, should the batteries here, go kaput, I can still be able to calculate whenever I need to calculate using this so-called confuser, the old school flight computer. Now, this gadget will be very useful for your flight planning, for your cross-country flights, when you need to calculate what track or what heading to follow as you fly towards your destination. So these are very, very critical as you start out on your aviation training. Invest in these things. They may be costly, but you can never really waste money investing in these. You will need them. It will improve your flight training as well. And of course, you will need to have yourself a little logbook. Now they come in different designs. This one is designed for South Africa. I mean, it's a common design of a logbook that we use here in South Africa. I've had mine for quite some time. I'm still getting to, perhaps someday I'm going to fill it up. Who knows? But get yourself one of these, because you will need to log your hours in any case. And the CAA will need to see your logbook before they issue you with your licenses. When you move from your student pilot license to your private pilot license to your commercial pilot license, you will have to have a copy of your logbook certified and sent to the CAA in any case. The next thing you would do well to invest in is this, a pair of quality headsets. Do yourself a favor, invest in a good pair of quality headsets from the very beginning of your flight training. I've had this for more than 10 years now. These are Sennheiser. They have very good qualities, noise cancellation, noise reduction. Once I put them on, I can hardly hear what's happening outside. And the audio quality is also good, both from the microphone and from the speakers themselves. So I hardly struggle to hear what ATC is saying. Now I know that most schools will have a pair, of these sitting around in the aircraft that people share as they fly in that particular flight school. I mean, I've flown different scenarios in my life, and there are instances where I knew that my squelch was set properly on the radio, the volume was set properly on the radio, the connecting wires were put in properly in their slots, but I still struggled to hear ATC because of perhaps the quality of headsets that they're providing in that particular aircraft, or because that pair of headsets was actually old and therefore unable to give me quality audio. So I struggled to hear what ATC was saying. That's when I decided to buy my own headset, a reliable brand such as this one. There are many reliable brands out there. Find one that resonates with you and stick with it. Take good care of it. Don't just throw it around. Don't let it drop to the floor unnecessarily. These are electronic gadgets. They will actually be damaged by mishandling of that nature. So I've had this for more than 10 years and they've been treating me very, very well. I do not struggle to hear ATC in the cockpit. I do not struggle to transmit. They work beautifully, and I can connect. They have a connection point here. I can connect music. I think modern day models also have a Bluetooth functionality where you can connect your phone via Bluetooth and entertain yourself, play music while you fly. But yeah, get yourself a good pair of headsets. They are important. They will enhance your aviation training. The next important thing is a handheld transceiver, a radio that can transmit and receive. I've had this for more than 12 years now. It's a very good gadget to have. I mean, you're on the ground, you're not yet in the aircraft, you can still contact the tower and ask for whatever you need to ask from them. You can do a time check, you can listen to the weather, it's a very handy gadget. It comes in handy. I always fly with it. For that unfortunate day you have to scope 7600, because of radio failure. For some reason the radio can just give up in the aircraft and you are left transmitting blind or with flying without a radio. It has happened to me once. The first time, fortunately, I was within 2 nautical miles of the airfield and I just joined and landed. It was a controlled airfield because I had been given clearances all along and I knew I was the only one in the airspace. It was not a busy airfield, so I managed to land without without my radio working. The second time I was close to the airfield as well, but I was able to rely on my handheld radio to continue with my transmissions from that point onwards. So it's a very, very good piece of equipment to have. It's quite costly, I must say. Depends on which one you want to buy. This one is an ICOM. It can be quite costly, but it is a very, very good gadget to have. In the 12 years I've had it, it hasn't given me any problems. I've not had to fix anything in this radio. It's been functioning pretty well since I bought it. So invest in a good radio and you will be good to go. It will enhance your training as you go forward. The next thing you need to have is a knee pad. A knee pad looks like this when it's folded. You open it up, and in there will be your writing pad where you with the clipboard where you put your papers and your flight logs, and you can take down your ATC instructions there. You can do your calculations and be able to update your flight logs as you fly along during your cross country. Quite important at that time. This is quite important during that time for your cross country flights. You need it. The bottom, you realize it has these two Velcro strips, because it sits on your lap, and these two Velcro strips go underneath your leg to meet there and secure the knee pad on your lap. And then you can take down your ATC instructions, you can do your calculations, you can do your estimates for your next reporting point right on the knee pad. There's also another pair of Velcro strips on top. Like if you're one of those people who fly with an iPad, you could put Velcro on your iPad and actually put it there so that you secure it onto your lap while you're flying. Yes, that's the knee pad. Last but not least, you do want to record your flights. I mean, this is good footage for your own feedback, to look back at what you did and how you did it. If there are things to improve, if there are areas of improvement, if there are things to avoid, if there are bad habits you're picking up along the way without you noticing, this could be a good review, so that you know where you went wrong, you know where you are beginning to pose danger to other aviators, and you can correct that. Also, it's just good footage, you know. Yeah, it's good footage to have. So get yourself an action camera. Mine is a Rolei. I know other people love GoPros. This one works pretty much fine. It captures 4K quality video and pictures, and it has good battery life as well. So I like it for that. Get yourself this very early in the stages of your flying. You will never regret your purchase. Trust me, this is a good buddy to have as you fly around. In fact, if you can, do get yourself more than one and mount them in different spaces, in different positions around the aircraft or outside the aircraft, on the wings, on the fuselage, under the tail, and see what angles you can get and what you can learn from the angles that you come back with when you review the footage you've been able to gather while flying. I hope you enjoyed this short video, and if so, do click the like button below, and do not forget to subscribe. It's the only way we can grow this channel and be able to reach out to more aviators across the continent and beyond. Remember, with every hour the cockpit beckons. Whatever hour you're investing your time into, it will eventually take you to your ultimate goal of entering the cockpit. So do not stop working hard, do not stop pushing hard, do not stop asking the uncomfortable questions, do not stop searching for more information, do not stop watching videos that will uplift you, videos that will give you more knowledge. Until next time, Angelo Dube signing out and saying stay safe.